Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quick Break Games, and today we're talking Funko Fusion because we just got a new interview with Parsons. He's doing a gameplay demo of the Shaun of the Dead level in the game during its San Diego Comic-Con, and he gives a lot of information about the game. He talks about some of the new gameplay features. He talks about the future of 1010 Games and Funko Games as a franchise, and there's just a lot of good information here. So we're going to be walking through almost the whole thing. We're going to watch probably, 70 to 75% of it in this video. I'm going to pause it every now and then to give my thoughts and kind of analysis of it. And if you want to watch the full thing, it's going to be linked down in the description. This interview does come from the Gamer YouTube channel. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, so if you go in the garage there, you're going to need some vinyl though. So if you smash some objects up, like these things. So anything you hit, it's like if you ever played a Lego game, it's that kind of vibe.
Alright, so we already kind of knew this, but it's going to work just like the Lego games, where in those games you destroy Lego objects and you get studs, and you can then spin those studs to buy upgrades and characters and stuff like that. Well, in this game we have vinyl, so you go around the world, destroy different things, you get vinyl, then you can spin them, and we're going to figure out how you can spin them here in just a second. Let's continue.
We used to make the Lego games as a team, so these are what we call mold machines, and so within there, yeah, so green one's a health soda, you need 1,000.
That's okay.
But that's so you get double damage, you get, there's invisibility, invincibility, all the different buffs.
So that is really interesting there. So we've seen those green, blue, and red kind of computer terminals throughout a lot of the gameplay that we've gotten so far over the past year or so. But now we have confirmation that those are called mold machines. So that's where you mold or craft different items to help you out. The green ones are for health, so I think you can like craft Funko soda, and you can drink it to get more health. And then the red ones seem to give you different upgrades as well. He actually is going to talk a little bit more about the red ones a little bit later. Then there's blue ones as well, which give you like gadget upgrades. So a lot of cool stuff here with the mold machines. That's going to be where you spend your vinyl currency. And there's going to be another way you spend your vinyl currency here that he talks about too. But let's continue on.
Could just change characters and then you should be healed up anyway, so. But anytime there's a pop-up, you can change character, so now you're Shaun.
Alright, so the pop boxes are how you change characters, so very interesting there. We've seen the pop boxes before. I didn't really know what they were for, but that's where you swap out your character. So it's not like the Lego games where in free play you can kind of switch to anybody you want. Or maybe this is how it works when you're first playing through a world, and then after you play through it once, then you can go back in it and then switch to any character. So it seems like you might be limited, because if there's a certain character that doesn't have a pop box in that world, can you not play as them? Or maybe the pop boxes allow you to play as anybody you want later on? I don't know, but let's continue on.
Shaun's got different weapons. He's got the Winchester rifle, he's got a cricket bat. And again, every character from every IP is different. We've really tried to make sure that there's a sort of different vibe depending on like who you're playing as. So like this one's hidden inside the thing. Jaws is hidden inside Funkos.
Alright, so here he's talking about cameo levels. So what he just revealed there is that the Shaun of the Dead level is hidden within the thing. So there's going to be 7 main worlds in the game that this game takes place in. We don't know all 7 exactly. We know several of them, like the Thing is one of the big main levels of the game. We know Battlestar Galactica is going to be one of the big main ones and stuff like that. Jurassic World is another one. But within those big main levels, there's going to be portals that lead to what they're calling cameo levels. And these cameo levels are other franchises that have their own worlds as well. They're just not as big. And so Shaun of the Dead is one of those cameo levels. So you're going to find a portal within the Thing universe, and that's going to take you to Shaun of the Dead. And then he just revealed there that Hot Fuzz is one of the main big levels in the game. And within Hot Fuzz, you're going to find a portal that leads you to the cameo level for Jaws. So a lot of cool information there. Let's continue.
Yeah, they're all hidden away. But it's different for every IP and every level. You got certain mechanics, yeah. But you can get those mechanics either by having the characters unlocked, or by there's a red mold machine which allows you to mold certain weapons. So you might need He-Man's Sword of Grayskull, or you can mold your own Sword of Grayskull, but you have to have unlocked it. So.
Alright, so lots of good information here as well. So the red mold machines are going to allow you to craft weapons that kind of give you other character abilities if you don't have that character. So he's talking about He-Man's Sword of Grayskull as an example. So if you don't have that character unlocked, or at least you don't have it available for whatever reason, you can craft his sword at the red mold machine to kind of get it without actually playing as He-Man. So very interesting there. Seems like you do have to have the sword unlocked by, I guess, playing through the Master of the Universe world first. But as long as you have it unlocked, you can kind of craft it at the red mold machine. So good information. Let's continue.
There's loads of hidden stuff. The idea is there's the main story, and then there's just so much to keep going and finding. And if you die, which you probably will do, there is a penalty when you turn into a ghost. And so you have to go back to a pop box and revive yourself, but you need enough vinyl. The whole idea of this is in multiplayer. We wanted to make sure that you weren't out the game. So you can obviously be revived.
Okay, so we had no idea about this at all until this interview came out. But yes, so when you die in Funko Fusion, you're going to turn into a ghost. And while you're a ghost, you have to go back to a pop box and spend some of your vinyl currency to then respawn into the game. He also kind of mentions that when you're playing co-op, you can be revived. I don't know if that cost vinyl currency to revive one of your teammates, or if it's just kind of a free thing that you can do to help them out. But yeah, when you're playing solo, the only way to get back up would be to go to a pop box and spend some vinyl to kind of bring yourself back to life or respawn. So in the Lego games, you didn't really have a penalty for dying. You just kind of, you know, lost some studs, and most of the time you can get them back. Whereas in this game, it seems like you're definitely going to lose vinyl to respawn because you got to buy yourself back at the pop box. So I kind of like that. Very interesting mechanic there.
Yeah, there should be a pop box. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, you have got enough vinyl, sorry. You should be able to, if you run around and smash some cars and stuff. But then you're going to run out of time as well. So, apologies.
It's not your fault.
But yeah, there's a lot in here that as a team we just really wanted to do. It's just fun stuff. Actually,
So right there, she ran out of time. I don't know if there's a time limit in the normal level when you're playing the full game, but it seems like there might have been a time limit maybe just for the demo here at San Diego Comic-Con. So she wasn't able to get enough vinyl to purchase herself back when she was a ghost, so she lost. But anyway, let's continue on.
But like Five Nights at Freddy's is a great level, and it's like replaying the original Five Nights at Freddy's, but with a bit of a twist. So that's really fun. And even here with zombies, it's like when you got bit and turned to a zombie, you unlock that zombie skin now, so you can play as that character. So, but it wouldn't be the same without the little bits of gore, and it's tasteful.
And so here he was kind of talking about the gore and kind of how they handled that in the game. They kind of just do it because that's how you represent those different IP properly. But he does reveal here that when you get bitten in the Shaun of the Dead world, you turn into a zombie. And I think we've seen in interviews and stuff that at least it seems like every character in the game can turn into a zombie. So they actually created a zombie variant for like everybody in the game, or at least a lot of the characters. So that's really cool to see a zombie variant there of Shaun. And there's going to be more for the other characters too. Let's continue on.
It's like it's done to a tasteful fashion. We're not like just gory for the sake of it. It's because the IP kind of needs it. It's like it's part of that franchise.
Megan is so recent. You must have been pretty far in development by the time you added Megan.
Yeah, she came late. She came late on. Like there's literally one other IP that's in the game that we haven't revealed yet because that came really late as well.
And wow, he just dropped a bombshell there. So there is one IP or intellectual property that hasn't been revealed yet. This is a surprise to me. I was pretty confident that we had seen every franchise that's going to be in this game, but yeah, there's going to be another one, and he implies that it's going to be kind of a recent movie or franchise, because I didn't even consider this. The interviewer brought it up, but this is a good point, is that Megan kind of came out recently. It was, you know, early 2023, and the Funko Fusion was already well in development at that point. So yeah, they did kind of have to add it in at last minute as a cameo level. And so he seems to imply that there's another franchise that they haven't revealed yet, that they did that as well. So that makes me think that it might be from a 2023 movie. So let me know your guesses as to what this hidden franchise is. So there's going to be one more mystery one. I wonder, like, why wouldn't they reveal it with the rest? Seems like it might have some significance if they're not revealing it yet when they revealed everything else. So yeah, that was really kind of a big bombshell there from Arthur Parsons. Let's continue.
Did you see the movie and you were like, this needs to be...
We were asking for it, and like, how about that? How about that? How about that? And I think we changed the design quite late on because Megan's a cameo quest, So, like, for example, like Xena's a cameo quest. So you'll find Xena, you'll rescue her, and then, like, the next thing is you'll find her again getting attacked by more soldiers, and so there's, like, quests that build up.
Okay, so that's interesting there. We didn't really know about the cameo quest in world, so it seems like within the cameo world, there's going to be multiple quests that build on top of each other. So maybe you do one thing, then you unlock the next quest. So it seems like there might be more to the cameo levels or quests than we originally thought.
And we had a couple of quest characters that we were gonna do, and then we were like, well, actually, is there something cooler?
Okay, so right there, he mentions that there is some cameo quests that they're gonna do. So I wonder if they're referring here to Universal Monsters, because the early teasers of this game, we did see Frankenstein. We definitely saw his pop in the trailer. We've seen him in a screenshot where it shows the kind of character select screen and everything with all the pop boxes. But they have been radio silent on Universal Monsters ever since, for well over a year now. So we don't really know what's going on with them. To be honest, I think they're cut. So I wonder if that's what he was referring to when they swapped out some cameo quest characters. Let me know your thoughts on that.
And so that's why Megan ended up getting swapped in. Where we're at now is, like, the game's virtually finished, and now we're looking, right, what would we want to add post-launch, maybe? You know, looking down at, like, through October, November, December, what can we add that's weird and wacky and wonderful? And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at on that stuff.
Okay, so there you go. There's going to be a DLC later on after launch. Good to hear. We kind of already knew this, but it's also good to hear that the game is pretty much done.
This is like, it's a game you buy in a box, full game, that's it. And then there will be DLC that people can buy if they want, and if they don't, we don't care. It's like, it's literally the approach of, if we were to add someone's favorite IP in, then they might want to do it and run around and play as that character, but we would do it in a way that's like, that's kind of ethical. I know.
Okay, so there you have it. He's talking about the DLC. It sounds like he's not really planning on doing like major DLC with like big open worlds, like additional open worlds and stuff like that. Seems like it might just be characters and maybe a cameo quest that goes along with them. But it seems like the DLCs are going to be kind of smaller in scope, which I kind of like to hear. You know, they're selling the game as a complete package, and then they're kind of deciding later on to add more stuff. So it's not like they're taking pieces of the game and selling it separately as DLC. No, the game that's coming out on September 13th is definitely the full game, and then they're going to kind of create DLC as extra stuff later on. So good to hear. That's exactly how I want it to be.
It's quite boring, but like, if you want to go and buy a character for the game, it'll be like $4 or $5. And there'll be cool content with it. And if you don't, it doesn't really matter. We're not bothered. We'll do it if people want to buy it. So you made it. If it's a
and right there, when he said you made it, it's because she was able to make it to the pop box and revive herself from being a ghost. I guess she had enough vinyl this time, so it's kind of cool there.
Character that it fits, like Marty sprints on a skateboard, because it makes sense. And you've got Knowles, who's the chef in The Thing. He roller skates around. So everyone's a little bit different, which.
So I skipped ahead a little bit there in this interview, but there he's talking about the movement. So every character seems to have a sprint button, which we really didn't see in the LEGO games. And so they kind of customized the sprint animation for each character. So Marty McFly is going to go on his skateboard when you sprint, and Knowles is going to go on his rollerblades. So that's really cool that they're paying attention to detail and kind of making each character unique in that way.
Which is weird. Yeah. You're running out of lives. Oh, no. So.
And there he just said you're running out of lives, so there you have it. There's going to be limited lives, which is not something we really saw in the LEGO games. I don't know what the penalty is if you run out of lives. You have to replay the level from scratch or something. Not sure, but they definitely seem to be upping the difficulty a bit from the LEGO games, which I think makes sense because they are targeting a little bit older demographic this time around.
Jurassic World is obviously great. Jurassic Park's in there as a cameo.
And right there, he just confirmed Jurassic Park is going to be a cameo within Jurassic World. So Jurassic World is going to be one of the 7 main big hub worlds, and then the 1990s, Jurassic Park version based off the first movie is going to be like a cameo, a smaller level within that you find within the Jurassic World. Let's continue.
Wanted to come out strong with game one because, you know, as at 1010 Games, our goal here is to make a franchise of.
Okay, he's talking about a franchise, which we're going to talk about here in a second, but there on the screen, you can see them actually using the blue mold machine there, and you can see some different things being selected. Again, it's on a CRT, you know, tube TV, so it's a little bit hard to see there. There's definitely some different items that you can craft. You can see she's kind of cycling through them. That almost looks like a pop box, maybe. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to point that out. Let's go back, though, to the beginning of this clip.
Strong with game one because, you know, as at 1010 Games, our goal here is to make a franchise of Funko games over time. So game one had to come out strong. So we wanted to go, right, let's just give people, like, what can Funko games be? It's a crazy mashup of cool stuff. And so we partnered with Universal because they've got a really good breadth of IP.
Okay, I'm going to stop him right there. So, yeah, that was a pretty big bombshell as well. So, they're planning on Funko games kind of being like the new Lego games. At least that's how he's kind of making it sound. So, Funko Fusion is really, they're just seeing that as kind of game one, sort of like how Lego Star Wars, the video game back in 2005, was kind of the first Lego game from TT Games. So, this is kind of kicking off the Funko franchise. So, hopefully this game will be successful. We can get more games later on. It'd be really cool if we started getting these like annually, like the Lego games. You know, remember how we used to get Lego games every year? What if we could get new Funko games every year? That'd be really cool. At least every other year. Like, I'd be down if we got, you know, a different Funko Pop game in maybe late 2026 or something like that. But let's continue on. He's going to talk more about the future.
And we've worked with them before. That, you know, they know us, we know them, and there's just some really fun stuff that Universal brings to the table that allows us to, like, play with stuff in a different way. And yeah, the games obviously that we've, like, or those of us that used to work there have worked on in the past. Those IP could come in future games. Who knows?
Okay, right there he's referring to when he was at TT Games, the IPs that they worked at in the past. So he's referring to things like, you know, Star Wars and Marvel and DC. And he kind of refers like, hey, those could come in Funko. So I think he doesn't want to, you know, tease that too much because that could be what's happening. But yeah, I would love for the next Funko Pop game to just be Funko Star Wars or Funko Marvel. I think I'd kind of prefer Star Wars at this point, even though I do like Marvel too. But I think it'd be really cool if we had a Funko Star Wars game to kind of compete with Skywalker Saga. How cool would that be? But yeah, lots of expansion to the Funko franchise, it sounds like.
But this is about creating a unique voice with learnings that we've got. But, like, you know, it's give Funko a unique voice. Hopefully people play this, love it, and then as you move forward, what do we do next? For game 2, game 3, game, you know, who knows? And then
all right, so yeah, game 2, game 3, he's talking about long-term future there. Good to hear. So yeah, it definitely sounds like DLC in this game is going to be smaller scope. I wouldn't expect new franchises necessarily. Seems like it's just going to be character packs. And then if they want to do like new franchises or whatever, those would probably be a whole different game, which I kind of prefer.
The Switch and the PlayStation 4 are coming later because we just want to really do those justice. Yeah, we're on Unreal 5. We're pushing. I know it's hard on a CRT monitor to tell, but like we're pushing Unreal 5 really hard, and so we've got to make sure that when we go on to those last gen versions, they're really good. We can't like deliver something that's not high leveled. So we're taking our time on those just to get it right and make sure the team are being able to like do their stuff properly.
So there he's talking about the delay of the PlayStation 4 and Switch version of the game. And yeah, it's kind of as we expected. They're last gen. They're running on Unreal Engine 5, which is pretty tricky, so they're spending a little bit more time to get that right. And maybe the Switch version will turn out better than it kind of looked at the Nintendo Direct that we got a month or two ago. That would be really cool if the Switch version comes out and it looks way better because they gave it more time. But let's continue.
So you figured this out. You didn't need to help you. Yeah.
That's fire, baby.
And that's the mechanic you unlock from the thing with fire and ice. So you can use that to melt ice, kill the Norwegian like bad guys, the infected Norwegian guys. But it's a really good mechanic to be able to use elsewhere as well.
Okay, so that is really cool. So There's going to be a fire ability. I don't know if it's hard to tell because the screen was on the right and then it was being blocked by the guy that's standing over there on the right. But to me, it seemed like they were using the gas canisters to blow up some debris, and maybe the gas canisters is something that you unlock with the Thing world. And so once you have that unlocked, then you can use it in other worlds like Shaun of the Dead. I think that's what he was referring to there.
Use elsewhere as well.
Do you get a new get like that in every
main world? Yeah. Yeah, so Battlestar Galactica has got like turrets, laser turrets, and lasers, and colored lasers. Then we've got Umbrella Academy's got rumor, so Allison can rumor people. And then we've also got gramophones, so there's like a music box mechanic, which is really cool. So this every main level has got at least one mechanic, and then there's other cool stuff as well. Loads of hidden stuff. So. Yeah, no worries. Good. So thanks, Zombified.
All right, that is it for this interview. That's most of what I want to talk about. But there at the end, he did confirm that each of the main 7 worlds are going to have their own ability that you unlock. So really cool to hear. Then you'll be able to use those abilities in the other worlds to, unlock further areas. So lots of cool things to unlock in Funko Fusion. So yeah, this was the best interview I think we've gotten so far for this game by far. Tons of information that dropped. I think that we got more information here than we have in any piece of news that we've gotten for this game in all the marketing. So there were lots of exciting stuff. I really liked how he talked about the future of Funko as a franchise, as a game franchise, I should say. And yeah, hopefully this game does well so we can get even more games with even more properties. So guys, that's going to do it for this video. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, dislike if not, comment below what you thought, and subscribe for more content like this. And I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.